For centuries, palm readers claimed our hands hold secrets about our future. But what if science could actually back that up? Not with mystical lines, but with something measurable, the length of your fingers. Recent research suggests the ratio between your index and ring finger is a biological echo of the hormones you were exposed to before birth. This tiny measurement has been linked to traits like athleticism, stamina, and even personality. Today, we're diving into what your finger length might reveal about you, according to real science. So take a look at your hand. You've seen it a million times, but have you ever considered it a biological blueprint? Get ready to see your hands in a completely new light. The secret code is called the 2D4D ratio. Your index finger, 2D, divided by your ring finger, 4D. If your ring finger is longer, your ratio is less than 1. If your index finger is longer, it's greater than 1. Why does this matter? During fetal development, exposure to testosterone and estrogen shapes our bodies, including our fingers. The 2D4D ratio is thought to be a permanent marker of that prenatal hormone exposure. Higher prenatal testosterone tends to lengthen the ring finger, lowering the ratio. Higher estrogen does the opposite. So when scientists measure your finger ratio, they're peeking into your earliest biology. Typically, men have lower ratios than women, but there's plenty of overlap. This difference was the first clue that finger ratios might be linked to sex hormones. If this simple ratio reflects our prenatal hormonal environment, what else might it be linked to? Researchers have found correlations with everything from athletic ability to personality. But remember, these are correlations, not causes. A lower ratio doesn't make you a better athlete. It's just a clue to your biological history. The finger ratio is the smoke, not the fire. It's a signpost pointing toward deeper biological realities. And we're just getting started. Let's see where this leads. One of the most compelling areas of 2D4D research is athletic potential. Studies show elite athletes, soccer players, runners, basketball players, often have lower 2D4D ratios than the general population. Their ring fingers are usually longer than their index fingers. This isn't just about strength, it's about cardiovascular fitness. A landmark study found that people with lower ratios tend to have higher VO2 max, meaning their bodies use oxygen more efficiently. This could explain why they excel in endurance sports like running and cycling. The hormonal environment in the womb may have given them a biological head start. But it's not just endurance. Lower ratios are also linked to better spatial judgment and quick decision-making, crucial for sports like soccer. From an evolutionary perspective, these traits were vital for survival. The hand becomes a record of innate physical predispositions. Still, finger length isn't destiny. Training, dedication, and mindset matter far more. No coach is picking teams by finger length. But for two equally trained athletes, the one with a lower ratio might have a slight edge. It's a subtle, built-in advantage, a biological tailwind. Our earliest development can cast a long shadow on our physical capabilities. But remember, hard work always trumps biology. The world's best athletes get there through relentless effort, not just finger length. Still, your hands might hold a clue to your athletic potential. Fascinating, isn't it? The 2D4D ratio is also linked to exercise tolerance, your ability to withstand and recover from strenuous activity. Studies show people with lower ratios can often push harder and last longer before exhaustion. The reason? Higher prenatal testosterone may build a more robust heart, efficient oxygen transport, and muscle composition. This means better endurance and a higher threshold for physical stress. It's not just about willpower, it's about the biological machine you're working with. Some research even suggests a link to mental toughness and pain tolerance. The same hormones that shape the body for endurance may also wire the mind for grit. So, the next time you see someone powering through a tough workout, their stamina might trace back to a hormonal surge before birth. It's a reminder of how our earliest biology can shape our abilities decades later. But again, biology is just one part of the story. Training and mindset matter too. The 2D4D ratio doesn't just influence the body, it's been linked to personality traits too. Lower ratios, a marker for higher prenatal testosterone, have been associated with assertiveness and social dominance, rather than outright aggression. Some studies suggest these individuals are more likely to seek leadership roles or competitive situations. On the flip side, higher ratios, more common in women, are linked to traits like empathy, agreeableness, and sometimes higher anxiety. There's even controversial research linking extremely low ratios to psychopathic tendencies, but these findings are far from conclusive. Personality is shaped by countless factors: genes, upbringing, environment. Finger length is just one tiny piece of the puzzle. Think of it as a faint sketch, not a blueprint. Prenatal hormones might nudge us in certain directions, but life experience fills in the details. The link between finger length and personality is a fascinating example of the mind-body connection. Your hands may hold a subtle clue to your inner world, but remember, you're more than your biology. The 2D4D ratio has been linked to some surprising areas: relationships, careers, even health. Some studies suggest women with higher ratios are more likely to have affairs, possibly due to higher estrogen levels. Research also finds that lesbian women, on average, have lower, more masculinized ratios than heterosexual women. In finance, traders with lower ratios tend to take more risks and, in some studies, make more profit. Even children's sharing behavior has been linked. Boys with lower ratios are less likely to share toys. There are health links too. Higher ratios may mean a lower pain threshold, and lower ratios in men have been linked to a lower risk of heart attack. These findings are correlations, not certainties, and many are still debated. The 2D4D ratio is a window into how prenatal hormones might shape us in unexpected ways. But it's not a crystal ball. Each finding comes with caveats and requires more research. Still, it's remarkable how much our hands might reveal. Science is still unraveling the story. Curious about your own 2D4D ratio? Here's how to measure it. Place your right hand flat on a piece of paper, palm down. Mark the tip and the base crease of your index and ring fingers. Measure the distance between the marks for each finger in millimeters. Divide the length of your index finger by your ring finger. A ratio of 1.0 means your fingers are the same length. Below 1.0, your ring finger is longer. For men, the average is around 0.97–0.99. For women, it's closer to 1.0 or above. But these are just averages. There's a wide range of normal. Your ratio isn't a diagnosis or destiny. It's a fascinating data point about your unique biology. Compare your number to the averages, but remember, it's just one piece of your story. Enjoy the insight, but don't read too much into it. Your hands are just one chapter in your biological history. After all these fascinating links, it's time for a reality check. The 2D4D ratio is a hot topic, but it has its critics. Is it really a reliable marker for prenatal hormones? The evidence is indirect. Measuring fetal hormones in humans is nearly impossible. Genetics also play a big role in finger length, and some argue the correlations might be due to shared genes, not hormones. There's also publication bias. Exciting results get published, negative ones often don't. Many studies rely on self-reported data, which isn't always reliable. And the correlations, while statistically significant, are usually small. The ratio explains only a tiny fraction of traits like aggression or endurance. Replication is another issue. Some findings are hard to reproduce. So while the 2D4D ratio is intriguing, it's not a diagnostic tool. It's a blunt instrument, not a precision gauge. The science is still evolving and the jury is out. It's a fascinating hypothesis, but not settled fact. Always approach these findings with healthy skepticism. We've journeyed from palmistry to developmental biology, exploring how your finger ratio might echo your earliest days. This number has been linked to everything from athleticism to personality, but the science is still unfolding. The 2D4D ratio isn't a crystal ball. It's just one clue among many. Your life is shaped by choices, effort, and experience, not just biology. Let this research inspire curiosity, not conclusions. What do your fingers say about you?